Okay, now I've got another TV. I believe it's another Samsung. I think it's a 1080p LCD. It's not LED backlit, I don't believe. You can just tell by the thickness of it. It's pretty heavy. And I think this is my buddy's TV, and I believe his kid threw something at it and busted it. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, so I've got it plugged into the wall. We've got the blue light here. And let's see. Power. There you go. That's kind of pretty, actually. You can definitely tell it's still working. It's just it got hit real hard right there, and all of the liquid crystal has been cracked real bad, and it's just completely useless. The problem is we can't find this actual display screen based on the model and the number of the TV. So I'm going to take it apart and try to get the part number of the screen, because what happens is they use the same screen in several models of TVs. What's even worse is this would be the exact same TV, but from a different retailer to have a different model number. And the reason they did that is try to keep the what do they call it, price matching to a minimum. It could be the exact same TV, but just have a slightly different model number between, say, Best Buy and Walmart or something like that, and they won't have to price match it for you because it's got a slightly different model number on it, but it's the exact same TV. But like I said, I was having zero results for just the LCD part of the TV using the model number, so I'm hoping there's an actual part number somewhere on the screen itself. So I'm going to take it apart and check it out. Okay, so first, obviously, unplug it. This was just a universal cord, computer cord type thing I had laying around. Luckily the TV has internal power supply. I think normally what I try to do is eventually you want to laid it face down, but normally you have to get it off of its pedestal. And it's usually just these screws right here around the pedestal, and these are actually already marked with an S. If I can get my normally works, it just slides out. You can set that off to the side here. I'm already seeing a ton of dust on the inside. That's not a good sign. Pet hair. Okay, so anyway, lay it flat, and then let's find the screws around the outside and such. Keep an eye on your screws and make sure you're not pulling ones that are different lengths. Usually if they're in the same kind of location, like around the outer edge, it's pretty likely they're the same length. Sometimes you'll have hidden big ones. Under labels. It's actually moving, so I don't think there's a screw under there. It looks like maybe the AV panel might be part of it. That screw's the same too. So I'll set those in a separate pile. Easy. Right off the bat, there is the sticker that I'm looking for. I'll give you a close-up of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually go, probably eBay, something like that, and look for some of those numbers, because those will be specific to the LCD. Everything else in here works. And maybe if we don't find that specific LCD, we'll just sell the boards out of it and trash the rest. You can see it got really dirty over its lifetime. I don't think there's a fan on or anything, but of course everything gets hot and the heat rises to the top, which draws in cold air from the bottom, and that's where all this stuff is. So it explains why it's dirtier down here. And let's see. As far as power supply goes, I don't see, actually there's not a lot of caps on here, but there's definitely no obvious domed or exploded caps on here, which we already knew the power was working, but definitely always want to check stuff like that, even if it is working, because they will fail eventually, even the surface mount ones like this. But always power board is more important than main board caps. So we'll have a look on eBay for that part number and see if I can find anything. Okay, so looked on eBay and I cannot find a screen for this TV, except for one guy in Florida wants $100 for it, but he doesn't want to ship it. He wants the buyer to take care of everything. He wants them to call the UPS in his area and prepay for all the shipping. No, I'm not doing that. So really the TV is not worth fixing, you know. So basically this is the end of it. I'm going to take the boards out and try to sell those. If I sell those and make any money, I'll make another video about it. But I had one last idea about this. See, now I think this is very pretty. Now if I had a whole wall just covered with these screens, it'd be very artistic and very cool. But it kind of got me to thinking, I'm wondering if I can't make it even more different if I keep beating on it. I have no idea. I think maybe this one hit right up in here just screws up the whole screen, and the more I hit it, the less it's going to do. So, you know, it's already trash. Why not give it a shot? That is awesome. I mean, that makes me want to keep it. It's like it's still doing stuff. Here, let me get a close up for you. It's like still changing and stuff. You can still push on it, and oh, that is just fun. Yeah, that makes me totally want to just smack on it some more. Let's give it another smack. Oh, what do you think right there? Oh yeah, that is just good, clean fun right there. Look, this is all just black down here. Oh! It went way more white. Except that part, that looks pretty cool. Let's give it some more here. That didn't do much. It kind of did. I got like a huge piece of white here. You can hear glass shattering in the back of it. Interesting. Man, I almost want to keep it now. It's so pretty. Hang it on the wall, make it look like that. That's super cool. I wish it was more black, but I don't know how to really make that happen. I'm guessing down here, this big crack kept all the liquid crystals from this way from turning black, because I think they have to be powered to turn black somehow or other. That is super, super cool. Okay, so I've gotten it most apart. There's plastic pieces. There's the electronic hardware out of it. There's the LCD. It's very thin. Give you an idea what's going on there. What surprised me was the amount of CFL backlight tubes in it. I was used to computer monitors where there's just like one around the outside. This has got a couple dozen here. Pretty cool. And quite a bit of metal, actually. I was really surprised how much steel was in it. And then there's these diffuser panels. And then there's a thicker panel at the bottom here. Well, I was sitting there looking at these diffuser panels, and I thought, you know, you could just cut those off and put them on your bathroom window or whatever. You ever seen those stick-on diffusers? Just it's kind of a privacy thing. So I might keep a couple just for that reason. But yeah, I think we're down to the nitty-gritty. The only last thing I wanted to show as far as scrapping this was the PCBs on the LCD itself. Of course, they're not reusable because these flat flex cables here are probably glued to the PCB, but there's quite a bit of gold plating on them. So I'll definitely cut those off and save them. I mean, look at all this gold plating right here that is just not being used. And then these giant pads here. So if you're a precious metal recycler kind of person, then something to be aware of. Okay, so I'll do a little preview of an upcoming video. I took what was left of that TV to the city dump, and they have a special drop site for electronics, and I come back with a computer monitor. I plugged it in, hooked it up, and it works. I'm not sure if it's going to show up on camera, but it seems like the left side of the screen is a little darker than the rest, and it's a 25-inch HP. It's fairly thick, so I'm wondering if it's got like one big CCFL and like a reflector. Maybe the reflector is messed up over here, or maybe there's a bunch of CCFLs like the TV and there's one bad one over here. But if you can hear that, there is definitely noise coming from the back. So probably the first thing I want to do is take it apart and just check the caps. So we'll do that in an upcoming video.